Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, my man? How you doing?
All right, I'm all right.
Man. Well, hey, pleasure to formally meet you, man. It's been a pleasure. I know we've been chatting back and forth on IG and stuff like that, my man, but it is definitely a pleasure to formally meet you. And see, I'm rocking the shirt today. I thought
Love
I thought I you like, hey, let me pull out the shirt, man. It just got washed, the wife washed it and everything. So let me pull it out, man. All right, we are actually on and popping right now, my man. So we're all good.
it. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm just gonna turn on my camera as well.
All right, go ahead. Cause yeah, I gotta edit out the front part, but don't worry.
No worries. I got my baby in the next room watching Coco Melon, so she's
Oh
screaming.
man,
You'll have to edit that out too.
hey, it's all good. My two are in the living room right now. They're watching Ryan's World. So man, yeah. I got three total. So I have a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old, all boys. So yeah, it's
Full
yeah,
house.
yeah, man. And they're avid wrestling fans. So I'm liable to get a elbow drop any day of the week. It does not matter when it is. I'm eligible to get one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But how old is yours, man?
6 months.
Oh, congratulations, man. First one?
First one.
Oh man, congrats. Well, welcome to
Thank you.
fatherhood, man.
Yeah,
Welcome,
yeah.
man. How's the sleeping going? You getting any or nah?
Yeah. We just within the past month she's only been waking up once, so we're all right.
Okay. Hey man, hey, that's a blessing. Trust me. The easy babies, luckily, mine were all easy babies, but whew, man, I do not miss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
late night feedings and changes. I don't miss them at all, man. Not one bit. All right, my man. So like I said, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. It really is. I just so everybody here, I stumbled upon MHS supplements roughly over the summer, I would say over the summer at just on Instagram, got recommended by it. And then I decided to, yep. And then I decided to, let me dabble in, let me check out the company. And I ordered my pre-workout and everything. And I loved it. Just so you know, I mean, you know that I'll talk to you sometimes about it, but no, yeah, it definitely is a game changer. And seeing a new brand that's been around, roughly a year, almost two, and just the way you guys market, the way you guys are intimate with your ambassadors and the fitness community, it's a different change of pace because I've been associated with other companies and I've worked in supplements my entire life, and just the way you guys operate and move around is it's just different. It's not like a hey, you post for us and we'll do this. It's more like, okay, how'd you like it? How can I make it better? It's quality versus quantity, which I love, man. So tip off the hat to you, man, for real for that. And now we talk about that. So let's go into like what motivated you to start the company in general, man? Like what was it?
So I watch a lot of YouTube, like many other people. I've seen these big influencers, and one of the guys actually owns a supplement company, and he blew up. And he was talking about how at an event one time, a guy asked him, "Hey, how do I get this?" And he simply said, "Just start. That's it.
Mm,
That's exactly what I did. I started with nothing. You put in the work day in and day out, and I promise you, you will see results." So I thought, well, why not me? Why can't I do this? So then I kind of started doing my research and I stumbled upon different manufacturers, got in contact with them. I really thought about what I want my brand to represent, who I want to be. And then I just started. And I mean, I'm still learning along the way because you're never going to get it right first time. So
no, that's true. That's true. That is very true, my man. So prior to starting the company, I mean, obviously, you're a very well in shape guy, my man. So like when did you start like I like fitness and I want to be my career? Like what was the light bulb for you for that?
so you are a fitness coach for
Yep.
football. So I was a high school football player. I
Okay.
got into fitness then, and then I joined the military. I got married. I kind of slacked on fitness a little bit. Got back into it, and I realized, hey, I want to do this as a career. At the moment, I am a respiratory therapist. I
Nice.
worked full time through COVID. I've seen a lot of death, and I was like,
Yeah.
I got to get out of this field. Still love what I do. However, the dream is ultimately to run the supplement company full time.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome, my man. So right now, is it just yourself running it, or you got a couple people, or just you?
So I am very lucky and blessed
Awesome.
that a lot of my ambassadors are very involved.
Nice.
So they also help with creating content, reaching out to people, just spreading the word. But on the back end of things, it is just me at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. When I started my training brand in general back in 2020, I did during COVID. So like I've learned along the way how to market, how to make flyers, how to make logos for Christ's sakes. I mean, I went to college and my major was English, my man. I want to be an English teacher. So I complete different from what I actually have a skill set for, right? So it's insane, but kind of to pick up what you said, like when you find that passion, you just got to go after it and just start somewhere. You know, I think a lot of people, especially in our industry, they forget that. Like you have to start somewhere. Like if you have someone who's passionate about training elderly people, just start making content for elderly people. You never know, it might click. You know, I mean, you never know. So I mean, that's great on in itself. And I think more people when they share that genuine passion, like yourself, and that genuine let's go get it type mentality, I think we'll start to see a shift in the trend. 'Cause I mean, from being on social media, it's just a lot of crap out there. It's a lot. It is
Yeah.
a lot of like, wait, what are you talking about? Especially with supplements too. I mean, as well as I know, it's a lot of supplements where it's like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like,
Yes. And as you were saying, a lot of people just expect it to happen. They're not willing to put in
yep.
the work. They're not willing to improve their videos every single time they post a new video. They just kind of post and just say, hey, if it blows up, it blows up.
Yep, yeah, I had the same mentality for the man. It took me within the last 6 months to shake that mentality of like, I'm gonna post this, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But not going back to like I found out my long-winded reels, like where I'm talking and there's a background, whatever, that does a lot better performance-wise than like me my exercise video, stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay. People like hearing me talk. So let me go ahead and do this podcast thing full time and actually stop playing around. Because I started this podcast 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, I'll do it here and there, episode every 6 months, and like you said, you can't grow something without being consistent. I mean, that's like if you made your first supplement and then a year later, oh, I'm about to make another one, or I'll post about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's people, like you said, people have to be consistent and they have to understand like you can't just post them and expect to stick on the wall and grow. So that's great. So I know you mentioned the military background. So what branch and how many years you serve, my man?
So I was in the Army National Guard. I
Okay,
joined when I was in high school, and I was actually able to go to college while doing the military part time,
awesome,
and my college was completely paid for. So I recommend
awesome.
everybody join the Army National Guard. Get your college paid for. Most people they go to school, they come out with 50, $70,000 worth of debt. I actually made about 20 grand while going to school. So
Wow, that's what's up. Hey, that's a plug there. A lot of people don't know that. That's what's up, my man. Well, hey, I appreciate the service and all that. That's I don't. My wife and I were just talking about this last week. We feel like people in the military do not get enough credit and do not get enough respect they deserve, just simply off the merit of you're enlisting on you're volunteering to protect an entire 50 states, and it's like that's not really given a lot of merit that it should be. So again, thank you. So with that, I know you went through basic training and stuff like that. So how like do you still apply some of that type of training and fitness kind of methods for military into your everyday training or
a little bit. So
okay.
the military was when I really got into running.
Okay.
So you have to run 2 miles in order to pass the
Hmm.
fitness test for the military. So I started doing this running thing, and I was like, I kind of like this. So last year I ran a marathon. This year I did a half marathon.
Wow.
So the running thing kind of stuck with me. But any other fitness thing through the military, I kind of don't do. I mean, there are also a lot of people in the military that are just like your normal civilians. They are
Hmm.
just not into fitness.
Okay. 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 Yeah, that I'm gonna tell you, running is not my strong suit. So that's why football and me are best friends because I get to run 5 seconds tops and I'm done. So anybody who does endurance, I applaud y'all because me, nah, man. Nah, you're gonna get probably a good maybe half a mile out of me, and then I'm gonna want some Gatorade and we're calling it a day. So that's what's gonna happen. But no, that's great, man. So with the newborn and everything, how was the training changed? Like how have I know like me personally, when I had my kids, I went from more hour sessions to now it's more 30, 45 minutes. Kind of. So how have you changed it personally for yourself?
You are exactly right. I
Okay.
used to do the hybrid thing. So I would lift for an hour and 15 minutes, and then I'd go for a 5, 10 mile run. I was all about fitness, all
Mm.
into it. And now what I do is I set a 50-minute timer on my phone, and those are the 50 minutes that I get to actually work out. And then after that, I'm being a dad or I'm working on the business. I'm doing my
Yep.
other full-time activities. So fitness isn't my main goal, but I definitely want to stay in shape because I represent the company.
Yep.
So I need to make sure that I don't get fat.
Yeah, hey man, that is the big thing, you know. And I would say from a guy who's about to be 30 in March, and who my youngest kid, I gained a lot of weight while my wife was pregnant with him, which is crazy. She didn't gain anything. I gained all the weight for her. So, and it was funny because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm kind of heavy here. Like I'm going up these stairs out of breath. What's going on? So I definitely had to adjust my training. And I don't know if you noticed, but like you kind of kick your own butt more so in these kind of shorter sessions than you would normally in your hybrid sessions or in a regular weight training session. You kind of like, wait, I'm kind of sweating a little hard here. Like, so that's tough. So I mean, normally, so like, do you do like just full body based, or do you break it down more like body part days now, or
So unfortunately, I'm like the average gym goer,
okay.
and leg days get skipped the most. So I do still break it up into
Okay.
different body sections.
Okay.
So your chest and tris, back and bis, and shoulders. I also have the home gym, as you can see in the background.
Awesome, my man. Awesome.
That helps a lot because you can just set the baby down,
Yep.
get your sets in while entertaining her at the same time. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a pair of adjustable dumbbells now. I made that investment to those, and it's been a game changer. So I'm able to still do training and with a nice amount of intensity and weight without having to go out the house. So I feel you, that is a secret tip for dads. I mean, if all dads are watching, listen to this, get some dumbbells or a home gym because man, your babies would be your hype machines too. Like, yeah, it's cool because my boy, they try to do push-ups and stuff. And it's the funniest thing. I'm in the middle of resting. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It looks like you guys are doing the worm. Like, relax.
5-year-olds doing push-ups, just
Dude, it is the funniest thing. I'm just like, okay, I give you guys credit. I mean, because at 5, I was not doing that. I was playing PlayStation, man. I wasn't doing push-ups. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so
The other great thing about the pre-workout, it
yeah.
has 350, 325
Yep.
milligrams of caffeine. So when I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning with her, I want to get up and start my day. So I'll chug that bad boy and I
Yeah.
am just good to go.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm actually man. That's a same length, perfect segue we'll talk about. So we're gonna talk about the supplements now. So I have tried the hybrid pre workout. I tried this pink starburst flavor. I would say, and this is personal, like I get the review on my Instagram, but the pink starburst flavor tastes great. That's the first thing I've noticed with smaller companies. I've sampled a bunch. Sometimes they sacrifice the taste for the formula. So I would say you guys definitely hit it spot on with that. So again, tip off the hat to you. But like you said, the energy part, like again, early riser like yourself, so taking it right in the morning is perfect. And then also there's no crash. I did not feel I'm sleepy again. Like it was more like I'm ready to go. Let me knock out some stuff. Let me email some clients. Like so that I know. And then also too, like I would say the vasodilation, getting a good pump out of it is, and I see you added a pinch of Himalayan salt in there, my man. A lot of people don't know, like that salt in general intake during a workout will change your pumps, your focus, everything, my man. So yeah.
I was actually at the point where I was adding salt into my original formula. And I was
Wow.
just like, I gotta add this into the formula
Yeah.
itself. That make things so much easier. So that's exactly what I did. And you are completely right. A good amount of salt into your pre-workout just is a game changer for
Yeah.
your performance.
And a lot of people don't understand, like you're losing a ton of sodium just training. Like your sweat is just salt. So I mean, like I used to, when I was doing more of like bodybuilding splits and hour duration workouts, I would put like a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt in my water bottle and drink it throughout the workout. And I actually got that from Joe DeFranco, who's a strength coach. I got it from him. And I'm like, oh, let me try this out. And I noticed a huge difference in pumps, in vascularity, just off of just having salt. And I'm like, oh, all right. So then when I seen your guys for me, I'm like, yep, let me go ahead and just take my money, please. So and so now we talk about Black Friday pass. How was Black Friday for you guys? Was it big? Was it
Yes, yes, Black Friday was actually very
awesome?
successful.
Awesome.
So the other great thing is TikTok Shop was also doing a lot with Black Friday. So we had a lot of sales come in from the website as well as
Yeah.
TikTok because TikTok was giving these amazing deals. So what they actually did was they would give the consumer 50% off, and then they would reimburse me this 50%. So I wasn't losing any money selling the stuff. But yet you as a consumer were getting a crazy deal. So I was also giving crazy deals on the website. And honestly, we did much better than I thought. So I raised enough money to basically put a down payment on the next formula.
Oh, nice. Well, now that you brought that up, let's talk about that one. I call it the recovery blend. That's what I call it, when I talk about it. But the BCA creatine formula, right? So what was the method behind that?
So a lot of companies, they'll sell you a creatine product, a BCAA product, as well as an EAA product. So you spend $40 on each. So I
Mhm.
kind of put it all into one blend, as well as with other supplements or ingredients that are just going to help me recover a whole lot quicker. So that's the reason I went with this guy, because I also know that creatine is huge. I believe every athlete should be taking creatine.
Yep.
So to add the creatine with everything else was just a game changer. And honestly, I can't wait to try this myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it too. I'm glad you mentioned the creatine because for some reason, I'm here in Wisconsin, so for the last I'll say 15 years, I would say, there's been this negative stigma about creatine. I don't know why, I don't know where it came from, but it's like, oh my God, it'll damage your liver, it'll dry up your kidneys. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, who told you this? Like, no, it's not. If you're an athlete, you probably should be taking this. Performance wise, you're going to see a huge difference. And I hate when I know you from walking into supplement stores, you hear like when they talk about getting bigger, they pair creatine and they're like, oh, this will get you bigger. It's not going to get you bigger. Like, no. I was like, this is not the secret sauce, my man. This is not it. This is just a good supplement to help you recover and to help you push out 1 or 2 more reps. Like, and that's what it's for. But at the end of the day, that's what you need. If you're training for performance, that's what you want.
Yes, yes. And you're exactly right. And it all comes back to your foundation.
Yep.
So creatine is essentially useless if you're not having a good workout routine or getting in a good diet, because yes, you may break down those extra muscle fibers, but if you're not eating enough protein to build it back up, then what's the point?
Exactly. I mean, and I'm glad you talked about that because a lot of people don't understand that. Like even when they're training, they could be doing the 2-3 miles and then lifting or lifting in opposite, but they're not doing the stuff behind the scenes that needs to happen. I mean, they need to be like, all right, I gotta eat enough protein because I just broke down a crap ton of muscle. Like otherwise, there's nothing going on for me. And I think people need to understand that. So it's good to have people in our space that understand the basics. Like, I mean, I'll tell you from doing the online thing for the last couple of years, you get so many discrepancies with information amongst people. Like, I've had clients be like, "Well, yeah, I'm supposed to eat twice my body weight in protein." I'm like, "Why? Like, you're trying to lose weight. Why are you eating that much protein a day? Like, you're gonna gain a lot of muscle, but it's not gonna be the one you want." So it's insane. Like, I had someone one time tell me that it was about pre-workout that if you take it, it's gonna dry out your skin. I was like, wow, that's the first that's the first one. And I was like, what? I was like, what what are they recommending you? Like, I mean, last time I heard, I mean, and I broke down like caffeine's a diuretic, but I mean, you're not gonna dry your skin out from taking pre-workout. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's insane. That's insane, man. So, aside from the supplements, I know you got some merch and everything like that. So, overall, like, what do you see in the next, like, let's say 5 years for the company, man? What do you see?
5 years, my plan is to be making at least six, if not seven figures.
Okay.
So this year, my goal was to make six figures. We didn't quite get there,
Okay.
but like Grant Cardone says, you got 10x your goals if you want to go ahead and reach your goals. You just got to set them as high as possible. So honestly, that's what I'm aiming for, and I'd love to have a whole different line of supplements. So your
Okay.
protein, your pre-workout, your creatine, your multivitamin, plus so much more. I think I'm gonna stay away from SARMs, pro hormones, anything like that. Just because that isn't really my space. I want
Yeah.
people that or normal people just like you and I that can take these supplements.
Yeah,
So
again, I think that's the best part about it. Like, it's a relatable brand, especially, people get to know you. I mean, like even if they DM the page, they're talking to you directly. So it's like they get to know you specifically and understand your values, that you have a military background, family man, faith, all that. It's like, okay, like I have a company that actually cares about their products. So if I have a question, I can reach out to them, and then I be having a faith, like I'm huge, my wife and I avid with our faith, everything like that. I believe in God, and I feel like when we refer to fitness, I feel like that's not really talked about at all in our space. People don't, they don't mention it, they don't talk about it, they don't even acknowledge it. And it's like, all right, like we're doing these huge feats of strength and defying human anatomy, but it's like we're not given these gifts without God. You know what I'm saying? So, and so how when you decide to make the brand, like how did you want to incorporate, your personal beliefs into it, to make it adequate?
So when somebody does something great, they typically have one of two responses.
Mm-hmm.
So an athlete, they'll make a fantastic touchdown and they'll say, "Oh, that was all me. I'm so great." Or they'll say, "All glory to God."
Yep.
And honestly, that was like the turning point that I've seen is that I can't do anything without God.
Yep.
He essentially is my provider. He has blessed me time and time again, and I just want to give back to him, bring more people to him, and let them
Awesome.
see how he has blessed me.
Hey, that's awesome. Like I said, it's awesome. Like myself in general, like I know particularly exactly. I was lost along the way for a couple of years, and I credit my wife a lot with helping me find my faith again, because I was one of the younger guys who just, I'm gonna do this. I got goals for this. I can do it by myself. But you really can't do anything by yourself. You need them along the way. You need them on your side. You need to be able to have that communication with it. And especially with me with fitness and stuff, I've noticed like, all right, this has helped me out like clarity. Like I'll read some scriptures in the morning before I even start my workout, and I'm just, all right, now it's time to lock in. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get going. So that I really love that part of the company and your bio, because there's no, I personally in the 12 years that I've been around supplements and companies, this is the only company I've seen that actually has, you know, faith based in their bio and who they are. So again, like that's great, my man. So appreciate that. Appreciate it. So we got the semantics out of the way. Now let's have some fun. Okay. Let's do some fun here. So I know you're a YouTuber. So who are your favorite like top three YouTube guys you watch, man?
So earlier I talked about a influencer who inspired me, and this was Nick Bear.
I thought that. I didn't want to say it. I was like, you know what? Endurance, it's gotta be Nick Bear. It's gotta be.
Yeah, so Nick Bear he's the guy that got me into all this,
Okay.
and he's actually from maybe 40 minutes away where I live.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I love how he does the hybrid thing. I do think he is fake natty. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
hey, yeah. It's a lot, it's a lot of guys out there that are, but they don't want to say it, like, Mike O'Hearn, hey, come on now. Come
Yes,
on
yes.
now. Hey. But no, Nick Barry, that's a good choice, man. Nick Barry, that's a good choice. Anybody else on the list, man?
So I do like Mark Bell as well.
Okay. Marky
So
Mark. All right.
huge power lifter, and then he started doing more endurance stuff,
Yep.
and that just kind of got my brain rolling. Like, man, this guy is huge. Never ran quarter mile before in his life, and now he's doing 100-mile races. And I just thought this guy went from squatting 600, 700 pounds to running all the time.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
he still squats crazy weight. So
It's man, that whole family, rest in peace to their oldest brother, but yeah, their whole family, like when they were in their prime powerlifting, like those guys were insane. Like I love their documentary, Bigger, Faster, Stronger. I have watched that. Like that is in my annals for top three fitness movies. That Pumping Iron, I would say I fell in love. Generation Iron's okay. Like the first one for me is good. The other, I don't watch the other ones. It is what it is. But those I YouTube, again, I started my journey following YouTube people too as well. Like Mike Rashid for me is the godfather for me. So he's the one that got me into the space of actually wanting to start my own training business, because I was like, all right, Mike said just go and do it. So I'm gonna F and do it. So let's do it. So Mike Rashid for me, definitely. I stumbled upon Nick Bear last year, and I was like, man, this guy's jacked, but he's also like he runs like a cheetah. Like, hold on, wait a minute, how's he
like
doing
80
this?
miles. Yeah, he just ran a
Yeah.
marathon at like a 6 minute and 6 second mile pace. Yeah.
Oh my
For how
God.
big he is. I mean, that's why I go with the fake natty thing.
Yeah, man. I think for me, what caught my attention was he had a video about uh I want to say it was about his training, but while he was doing it, he was just talking about how he juggles the business, his family, the training, and stuff like that, and how he, he makes it fit, but he also doesn't forget. I love that. Like, okay, like that makes sense. Like when you have a family and trying to run a business, it's hard. Like, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that concept, especially with social media. They hype it up so much about having a business, and better than anybody. I mean, I don't have a supplement company. That was on my bucket list, but when I researched, I said, I don't know. I don't know, man. But it is definitely something you have to put your all into. And I feel like as dads and as husbands, we wear a lot of hats, man. Like we wear a lot of hats. Like, we gotta provide, we gotta be the dad, the husband, the best friend to our wife, etc.
You're involved with your community, kind of
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
people.
And we have to do all those things. And at the same time, I think that's why some guys they end up getting out of shape when they get older. It's nothing like they're lazy, it's just they have so much on their plate. They don't know how to find that extra time for themselves. And that's tough. That really is tough, my man. It is. So like hearing somebody like Nick Bear, who is in the upper echelon of where we want to be, it's like, oh, okay, if he can do it, I got this, right? You know what I'm saying? So Nick Bear, okay, I kind of figured out. So what is the longest, I would say, I know you said a marathon, but like, what is your best time on one of those?
So I only ever ran one full marathon.
Okay,
It
okay.
was 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Ooh, oh
So
my God.
I 8:28 pace.
Okay.
I did want to do a half Ironman next year, or yeah, next year, which is a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike ride,
Ooh,
and then a half marathon.
okay.
However, being a full-time dad and then working full-time, running the business, I just
Yeah. Yeah.
time for it right
Okay.
now, but that is on the bucket list.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I got a couple more for you. So I know you took the hybrid. So how do you feel about CrossFit? How do you feel about that?
So I actually used to really like CrossFit. I
Okay.
really enjoy the CrossFit games. Those athletes are
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
I tell high school football players or other athletes that they should be doing almost CrossFit like
Yep.
activities because I believe that is the greatest for athletic performance. They don't need to necessarily be doing tricep pull downs all the time. But I did it for a while, and CrossFit is one of the biggest ways to get hurt
Yep.
if you're not doing it properly, and that's what happened to me.
Okay.
Excuse
Okay.
me for a second.
Go ahead, my man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Henry. Oh my God. Oh, adorable. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? Oh my God. My man, yeah. See, I'm already jealous, man. I look, hey, I wanted. True story. I wanted all girls. Actually, that was my true story. I did. I'm like, guys, you know what? Give you boys. I'm like, all right, I'm cool with it. So, hey, man, hey, congratulations, though, man. That's great. So, yeah, I'm gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap it up with the last question. Again, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, my man. This has been great. It's been awesome to get to know you personally. Aside from just no, the company, Instagram, but it's been great. But last one is, what would your advice be to up and coming fitness business owners? Like, what is your advice for them? A, on how to get started, but B, how to, get through the tough stuff.
So, first off, I just want to tell them, as we talked before, just get started.
Okay.
Many people say, I'll get started when this happens, I'll get started when that happens. Analysis paralysis is probably the biggest killer of dreams. They wait till the perfect moment. There's never going to be a perfect moment. Just start, figure things out along the way, and just never quit. So, Alex Ramosi is a big business guy. One of his greatest quotes is that he believes that you don't lose until you quit. And I fully believe that as well, that if you keep putting your head down, keep moving forward, you're gonna win in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100% with that, man. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you up. But no, it's been awesome. It's been great. And also, you are the first guest ever on the Optimal Strength podcast. So I also want to thank you for that too. It's great. I actually transitioned more from in person to more online, and I'm doing the full podcast full time now, trying to get my Joe Rogan on. You know what I'm saying? I'm already bald, so hey, I'm halfway there, right? So, but hey, man, thank you so much. I wish the business nothing but pleasure, and anything I can do to help it, let me know. Just don't be afraid to reach out to me, man. I be more than honored to help, man. And God bless you and your family. And I appreciate. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. All right. Well, you two have a good day, and then, man, we'll chat soon, man. All right.
All right, sounds
All
good.
right. Thanks, man.
Yep.